All right, we have sunny skies all across the county, and even though you can't tell it just in the view, it is pretty warm, except for the coast. Really nice along our coast, where we are in the 70s right now. Oceanside at 74 degrees, one of the warmer spots. Carlsbad, Del Mar at 71. Meanwhile, you get out to Ramona, we're at 93 degrees. The same in Warner Springs. Julian in the mid-80s. We're near 90 in Escondido and in Fallbrook right now. And Ocotillo Wells is near 120 degrees. Yesterday, we had 100s for a lot of inland neighborhoods, and 90s not too far away from our coastline. Temperatures are a little bit cooler away from the coast. Ramona and El Cajon 7 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago, but hot weather is going to be the trend through Wednesday. So as we head into tonight along our coast, those marine layer clouds are going to be confined to the coastal communities. We have a high pressure system that's leading to that sinking air, and that leads to really low clouds and fog, like what we saw this morning at the airport, causing delays there. That is going to be possible the next couple of mornings. We're not going to see a very deep marine layer. It's going to be pretty confined to the coast and really low. So be prepared for a slow morning commute if you live along the coast to maybe about 5-10 miles inland. That's where we could see pockets of really dense fog. Inland neighborhoods, we're in the mid-80s through 5. By 7 o'clock, some areas likely still in the 80s. And then we finally start to see those 60s rolling in as we head into the late night and overnight hours. Tomorrow's almost as hot as today. We're looking at 70s up and down our coastline. 94 in Escondido, 92 in Poway, 91 in El Cajon, near 90 in Julian, and about 112 to 114 in our deserts. We may see temperatures drop a little bit in the deserts tomorrow compared to where we are right now, but that is still exceptionally hot. Highs 5 to 15 degrees above normal away from our coast. 97 in Ramona, 93 in Santee. So a heat advisory is in effect until 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So 2 more days of these extremely hot temperatures. Most areas will be in the 90s. The mountains, you're also in this heat advisory. You're mostly going to be in the 80s with a few low 90s. So we have high pressure. That's that warm air, and it's keeping that cold air all the way out in the Pacific. Now that system is going to be rolling in as we head into the end of the week, and that will bring a cool down. But the heat risk, it is minor for pretty much the entire county besides the immediate coastline, and moderate in a few neighborhoods, including parts of Escondido, Poway, down through El Cajon, and then of course easily in the desert communities. In fact, getting up to major and extreme in some parts near Ocotillo Wells. So high pressure remains in control through Wednesday. That's going to be the heat. Then we start to see a cooling trend beginning on Thursday, really ramping up over the weekend, and that pattern, this pattern of that cooler air, looks like it's going to be sticking around into early next week, and that will also lead to a deepening marine layer, so that fog not as likely along the immediate coast, and that fog spreading farther inland. Temperatures will be dropping down to the low 70s and 60s for the second half of the week along our coast, but the next couple of days pretty warm, mostly in the low to mid 70s. The inland neighborhoods were generally going to be in the 90s through midweek, and then temperatures dropping off pretty quickly, low to mid 80s as we actually begin summer on Friday, and then cooling off into the 70s this weekend, and we'll see more of those clouds in the overnight and morning hours, gradually clearing out to sunny skies. But the next couple of days, don't expect to see much cloud cover in the morning for the inland neighborhoods. The mountains were right around 90 degrees through Wednesday, cooling off to the 80s Thursday and Friday, and then even 70s this weekend. And the deserts, even with the drop in temperatures, we're going to stay in the 100s, but we're down to 101 Sunday and Monday.